Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, OG Outdoors. If you haven't been around here before, my name's Ben. You can see here we have a swimming pool. I did a previous video, I talked about cutting down some trees to make room for the swimming pool. Well, it's here. I'm going to do just a little brief video. I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to show you the steps of how I prepped the site, how I'm going to have to run electrical, and just several things. So y'all stick around today and we'll have some fun. So this is the spot we chose. It's probably the levelest spot in our backyard. It's about 70 feet from the house. Should be a good spot for the pool. I used this level mounted on these boards. I found the spot that I thought was closest to level. So like I said, this right here was what I call like ground zero. It was basically level to start with. On this side it's lower, and then back behind me here it was higher, so I dug this out. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put sand in here. We went and bought some sand. It was kind of funny. I got 2.5 yards, so I think I probably lost maybe half a yard on the way back, or at least it looked like some of it blew out. But we're gonna get the sand in here and then we'll start the pool construction. So I guess you saw that a minute ago when I had the pin out that I didn't attach the bucket with. Tip number one, whenever you swap out your implements, especially when you start getting older, when you swap out your bucket and your pallet forks, always put your pins in right then, instead of saying, oh, well, when I get over there to where I'm going to use it, I won't have to get off the tractor now, I'll do it in a minute. But I always forget. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to get the sand from the trailer to the pool site. I can't get the trailer in the backyard because of the new landscaping we did. So I'm going to shovel this into the bucket and try this, because I can't get the tractor then in the backyard either. So I got to set the bucket over the fence. I may wind up using the Ranger. That might be the best bet, because I can't get the Ranger in the backyard. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Okay, so you saw there, I had the tractor, I was going to use the bucket. I decided setting the bucket over the fence after filling it up with the shovel, and then it was going to be a bad idea because I had to carry it shovel by shovel about 15 feet. So then I thought, well, I'll just dump it in the Ranger with the bucket, and then it started getting complicated. So I thought, well, we'll just back the Ranger up here. Won't take long, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. This way I can put just a little bit in the Ranger, haul it around there, scoop out a little bit with a shovel, and then I can just dump it. Shouldn't take long. Okay, so you can see I'm getting the sand in here and it's getting level. And what I've got here is I've got a metal pin in the middle and a little hole drilled in my board. So it just sits on there. And I got my level tied on, so I'm just dragging it along the top of the sand, add more in as I go. So you don't want to get a big pile in front of it. That's about enough of this sand. I'm gonna get the rest of this in here. So this is a pool we decided to go with. It's an Intex. It's an 18-foot above ground pool. It's just a small one. We don't need, it's just the two of us. So we're going to try this one. It was pretty, I can't remember the price. It was around $1,000. But we're going to give it a shot. We've never had an above ground pool. We had an in-ground pool before, but that was too much work. I'm hoping this won't be as much work. We're going to leave a link to this one in our Amazon store. I haven't advertised the Amazon store on my channel, but I'm going to start leaving a link to that. We're going to put an outdoors section in there, so that's where anything I do or use over here on this channel, we'll put it in there. So we're going to get this thing loaded on the trailer because we couldn't, they dropped it off and it's pretty heavy. The only thing I can figure out is to put it on the trailer and take it around to the pool site. But I don't want to unbox it here because that'll be a lot of carrying individual pieces around there. I think it'd just be easy to put it on the trailer. I said that it's pretty heavy. Okay, this looks to be the filter, the pump. This is going to be the cover for fall, winter time. This box has miscellaneous hardware, connectors. This is a ground cloth extra cover if you want to put that down. That would be the pool liner. Box back there, self-explanatory. That'd be the ladder. And only thing left, it's got to be the pool legs, that last box. Box says 60 minutes setup. We're already 2 days into this. We just opened the box. So this is what we've gotten so far. We've got the ground sheet cover down. We've got the pool liner out and spread out. We're getting the holes where the pump's going to hook up for the outflow and the inflow. Getting them over where I'm looking for them to be on the left side. So the next step, we got to start putting the legs on the holds the liner up. So we'll try to get some footage of that as we go. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and call a complete bull on this 60-minute setup. It took me 60 minutes to get the box open, like I said earlier. But you've got two parts here. These are packaged together. You pull these apart, if you can. The skinnier one is the pool leg. It had several sets of instructions, so it took me a while to figure that out. And then the larger one is the piece that goes around the top. What you do is you take this bracket. It's got the little pins on it here, little spring-loaded pins. It'll fit into these. Well, I said it would. It fits into these. Just press the spring in, push it till it clicks and pops out. That's how it catches. So we're not doing the legs right now, we're just doing the top, the frame. So I'm gonna go install one of these and I'll show you exactly how I do it. So I started on the other side, I've got all the way around to here. So I can take my little coupling thing here, like I showed you, push the spring in. When it clicks, it's locked in. Now I got water here. It's for two reasons. These gray pipes, pieces hanging out in the sun, get really hot, and it cools it off, and it makes it slide in better. And what I've found is the flat side goes to the inside, so you just kind of open up the top of the slot there. Of course, this one's not going to work. Get it started, and with the water on it, and it just slides in. And you want to go where you got about the same amount on each end. Come down here, you have to stretch it. Okay. Get that in there like that, and then you push your little spring-loaded thing again to get it started. And you go, you hear the click, and that's it. We'll go all the way around doing that. Then we'll have to come back and we'll put the legs on, and I'll show you that process too. Okay, these are kind of the same process as we put the top part together. These little hinges or joints, they all snap together. You got to take these legs, we wet them first like before. We wet the little sleeve. You got a rounded side and a flat side. Make sure your hole is up, flat side out. And some of these are pretty awkward to get started and some of them aren't, so we'll see if we got lucky. Okay, got it started. And to get it to slide in, there's just a little sweet spot, something like that. And I'm just raising up. kind of resting it on my shoulder, take the weight off so I can push in the little spring, snap it in. And put a little foot on here, same deal, flat side out. Pop it on, there's the foot. So we have the pool set up roughly. We'll have, once we get the water going in it, we'll go around and tweak the legs and things, make sure they're actually straight up and down and, you know, in and out, but we'll get the water going in it. But I was going to discuss, the instructions are a little vague, but maybe there's too many instructions with this. There was a large hole right here, probably 2 or 3 inches. Well, it has this piece here. I removed this from it so I could stick it through the wall and tighten this nut up on it. So this is basically what I call the return. It's going to take the clean water after it goes through the filter back into the pool. So we're just going to put this piece up here. It's got this nut, so this is just putting it back together like it came in the box. And it's said to put petroleum jelly on these threads, which I'm guessing that's going to help it from leaking. Not for sure, but my experience with pools is I'll probably have to go back with Teflon tape and reinstall that, and of course it's not wanting to go on very well. Might be easier to do this with some water in the pool, but anyway, you get the idea. That's one thing. And then over here, turn around over here. These are the returns out of the pool. There's 2 holes in the side of the pool. Water goes in here, it'll come out. 2 hoses will attach here and go through this and then into the filter. So we're moving right along. You saw earlier I got water going in the pool. We're filling up. I just built this little pad here out of some bricks I had, put some sand down. This way the pump and the filter can sit on this little pad. I was going to put it closer to you, but you had to make sure you had enough slack for your hoses here. I've got these hoses installed with a valve there in the middle, and then it runs down into this final filter before water goes into the pump. I've also got the return up here, so I had to make sure this hose that sits on top of the filter here was long enough to reach that. So it was kind of I had to test it out first, make sure everything was right, and then I built my pad. Now I've got to get my electrical. I've got the wire. It comes with a GFI plug, the ground fault, so I can just plug that in. But I'm gonna get a pole set up right here with an electrical box on it. And this wire is also plugged into a GFI at the house. I had to go buy a bag of pool sand. It's not included. I filled the filter up halfway with sand. Now it says to take this little cap off. It covers it like a little pipe and PVC pipe in the middle where the water flows. Keeps sand from getting in there. So I filled it up halfway. I pulled that off. It's just a little cap, the pipe. But it said to fill it halfway and then put some water in here, so it kind of provides a cushioning effect to keep there's a little PVC that spreads out in the bottom. They're called laterals, and that's what the water flows through, and it flows through the sand, and that's how it filters. But you don't want to get all the sand in there at once because it's too much weight. But then I just got to attach a few hoses. I now have the filter filled all the way up to the top with sand. Well, not all the way to the top. On this pipe in the center, there's a couple of markings. It's minimum and maximum. So I kind of got it between those 2 markings. Now it's time to put my top of my filter on. This one has the control lever for for your backwash and your just rinse or your filtration. But this hole here just fits over this pipe in the center. You just kind of set it on there, set it down in there like that. So this side is going to be the drain. That's where, if you backwash and rinse your filter out, the water will come out this way. This is the end, so that's where the water is going to come out of the pump into here. And then this is the outflow. This is going to go from here back into the pool. I have good news and bad news. The good news is The pump and filter are all plumbed. Everything's ready to go. I may have to tighten up something if I have any leaks, but we're just waiting on the water to fill up. The bad news is I unboxed the ladder. There's one section, another section. I've counted over 30 plus pieces to the ladder. Let's just say some assembly required. The water in the pool is up to about this level. It's not quite full yet. It's up above these Intex where this is where the pump's gonna suck the water out of the pool into the pump. It's already got some water in the filter going into the pump. Pump's here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this control, I'm gonna turn this to filter right there. So that should make the water go from the pump through the filter back into the pool. So I haven't had it on yet. This is dry run, or this is real deal. So I'm gonna hit the power button here. And it came on. It's pulling water. Come over here, you can see this. It's pulling the water out of the pool. Pump's running. I've checked the hoses. I haven't found any leaks yet, so that's surprising. Normally I've had issues in years past with leaks, but so far so good. I think I'm gonna call this project about done. I'll probably do some landscaping and stuff around it, but just get some little more water in there and we'll be ready to go. But like always, if you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification icon so you know when I put out new videos, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one, and I really appreciate you watching.